is a species of bracken fern, western bracken fern, Pteridium aquilinum. See if the stomata are visible. Stomata. Not quite. Not quite visible yet. I believe this plant is toxic to both humans and pets and livestock. This comes from an old lineage of plants. I'm honestly not too familiar with my ferns. Not as familiar as I'd like to be. This is a very common roadside and trailside plant. Arctium minus in the Asteraceae family, the sunflower family. Possibly the most diverse and well-adapted family on Earth. Check out those bilobe stigmas. Oh yeah, touch my stigma. Ooh, let me get a whiff. Oh wow, yeah, very floral. Common name for this plant is lesser burdock. There are some medicinal benefits. Also the large taproot that extends about a foot and a half into the ground is edible. Can be treated like most root vegetables, like a carrot or potato. You can boil it up and eat it. It's supposed to be loaded with calories and starch, maybe sugar. Lesser burdock, Arctium minus. Asteraceae family, sunflower family. Let's get a look one more time at those flowers. The money shot. Look at those bilobe stigmas just reaching out. Alright, onwards. Why are you breathing so heavy? Haven't even walked a kilometer yet. Yep. You're done for. Just wrapping them. Securing the bag. Nice job. All on some Rubus alleganensis, otherwise known as common blackberry. I think if I continue, I might see some in fruit. I know they're no longer in flower. There's more right there. Characterized by those leaves of 3, also those small spines, and the fact that it grows on a cane. Also the leaves are alternate, coming out of each node in an alternate fashion. Rubus alleganensis, member of the Rosaceae family, the rose family, order Rosales. Here are some starting to fruit. These are a late fruiter, kind of mid to late summer fruits. Betula papyrifera, the paper birch tree, possibly one of the best trees for fire starting in North America. Characterized by its pale white papery bark, which contains flammable resins that burn very cleanly and bright and hot. Smooth, has a pleasant smell to it. Sometimes the bark has a bit of a powdery feel to it. Family Betulaceae, birch family. I believe it's in the order Fagales, which is the oak order. A wonderful tree, a very useful tree. The bark is not only great for fire starting, but comes off in these beautiful sheets, so you can make baskets with it. You can make, I've seen people make canoes with them. They are temporary use canoes made of birch bark. Lots of great uses for this tree. I'm going to take some to help me get my fire started later. It just comes off in these, peels off in these sheets. Betula papyrifera, Betulaceae, birch family. He gets mad at me when I stop to look at plants. Here we have another awesome, well-adapted member of the Asteraceae family, the sunflower family. Hey! What you doing? See, now you're stuck. Trying to film. Anyways, Asteraceae family, the sunflower family. This is Cercium vulgare, also called bull thistle. I'm going to be careful touching it because it's extremely spiky. Ah, fuck. Ah. But look at those flowers. Very similar to the lesser burdock I showed you before. Very similar flower structure. Color as well is very similar. You can see this plant must have been under extreme pressure of herbivory because it is loaded with spines. Very tough, durable, sharp spines. Almost like hypodermic needles all along the stem, on the leaves, on the bulbs, underneath the flowers. And generally when you see a plant that is covered in very stiff, nasty spikes like this, it means that the plant was very heavily grazed upon by herbivores. So it naturally adapted these spines to prevent being eaten to extinction. And that's why plants generally develop these spines like that. It's because pressure of herbivory. Animals back in the day would have been chowing down on this plant, and this plant had enough, and it decided to account for the... Yo, you just walked right into that. You're insane. I can't even touch this thing. Anyways, bull thistle, Cercium vulgare. Another banger. Moving on. Almost stepped on these guys. This is an interesting one. I used to come across these a lot down south in a small patch of forest I used to camp in. This is Monotropa euflora. Common name, Indian pipe or ghost pipe. You can see they are completely white, and they almost look like a pipe if you were to turn them the other way. This would be the bowl of your pipe. It's a very cool name, ghost pipe. Anyways, you can see they're completely like eggshell white in color. But these are plants. They're plants lacking in chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the chemical that turns plants green. So these plants do not photosynthesize. Rather than creating their food source from photosynthesis, they just steal their food source from fungus underneath the ground, or maybe trees that are associated with this plant, trees that are in the area. I used to see them down south commonly associated with oak trees, but right now we're in kind of a white pine patch. So they're probably stealing nutrients from the pine trees and the fungus around the pine trees, the mycelium. Yeah. So I believe they're mycorrhizal. They may even have some symbiotic relationship with the plants around here, with the trees. Such a pretty, unsuspecting little plant. Monotropa euflora. Very cool. Also said to be pretty rare. There are some unique medicinal benefits from this plant. You can make a tincture, an alcohol tincture from this plant, and it makes a great painkiller. Actually, not a painkiller, but a pain dissociative. It doesn't kill the pain, it makes you dissociate from it, which is actually safer than most painkillers. I have some at home, a tincture of this, and when I take it, it kind of numbs my tongue a little bit, or my gums. I can feel it work almost right away. It's kind of a numbing, tingling feeling. They're edible too. Pretty sure you can just rip this out of the ground and eat it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave these guys. Yeah, Monotropa euflora, Indian pipe or ghost pipe. Lacking in chlorophyll. All right. Cicadas going off. Some member of the mint family, Lamiaceae. This is Prunella vulgaris, also called self-heal. Some characteristics of the mint family, Lamiaceae. And when I say characteristics, these are, I'm talking about synapomorphies. Synapomorphies are evolutionary traits passed down by ancestors of plants. So basically, all members of the Lamiaceae family would have certain physical, chemical characteristics. Those are called synapomorphies. So some synapomorphies of the Lamiaceae family, the mint family, would be that they have bilaterally symmetrical corollas. They also have opposite leaves, where each node has two leaves coming out on opposite sides at the same level. See, they're at the same level, just coming out opposite from each other. They're also known for having square stems. Not all members have these traits, but here, because it's cut, see, it's got a square stem. You can very clearly feel that. Wow, just listen to them go. Real quickly, another synapomorphy of the Lamiaceae family is the vertical asters. which is where the flower's sexual parts are arranged in a distinct fashion. Anyways, what can I say about Prunella vulgaris itself? Self-heal. I call it heal all because I guess it's known to help with pretty much any ailment, any kind of pain, joint pain, muscle pain. It can help purify the blood, I believe. It's good for gastrointestinal problems, diarrhea, all sorts of things. Hence the name self-heal or heal all. Prunella vulgaris is the botanical name. So yeah, if you take away something, take away that most members of the mint family have a square stem. They have bilaterally symmetrical corollas. Quickly stopped at that campsite. Check it out. It's been frequently used. Still got about 2K. I'll cruise through that. There's a kind of swampy area. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a turtle right there just chilling. But I wanted to mention the cattails. These are probably a plant you've come across before. That thing right there. That's a cattail. And cattails have many, many uses in the case for us, for humans. They are edible. They can be medicinal in a variety of ways. The roots can be dried and turned into flowers, or they can just be boiled and cooked on their own. The shoots at the bottom can be eaten fresh, like a celery stick. I believe they also taste similar to like a celery or a cucumber. Even the floofy part at the top is edible. Never eaten that though. Also the rhizomous roots tend to contain like a very gelatinous substance on them, and you can use that to treat burns or really any injury. It's a great moisturizer as well, just for skin. We have a species of Asclepia, a very common milkweed. Alright, let's keep her moving. I'm turning a 1 hour walk into a 5 hour walk just by stopping and looking at all these. Ooh. I love the chicory flowers. They just catch my eye. Found a fungus. This is Russula emetica, the Russulaceae family of mushrooms. It is called the sickener. It's got a all white stipe, beautiful red colored cap, gills on the underside. The gill colors are white, cream white. The cap is convex. It's a little bit depressed, kind of flattened at the top, and then convex. The gill attachment is adnate, or free. And if you ate these, they'd get you pretty damn sick. They would mess up your guts. They'd make you puke and shit. Not very pretty. Russula emetica, Russulaceae family. now that the weather is cooling off a bit and we're getting more rain, we can get into some fungi, some mycology. Look forward to that. I'm at camp. Gorgeous spot. Lake to myself. Or ourselves. It's like a crocodile. Somebody decided to cut up the bipod I made and turn it into a tripod for the fire, which is strange because I've literally just sourced the materials to make another bipod in under 2 minutes. So if you were just going to cut up something that makes the camp to add something to the camp, why not just add to the camp? So there's wood everywhere. No matter, I'm going to make another one. I don't know, people are strange. Look at this gorgeous spot. They left the mallet I made. They didn't burn that or nothing. They put a log there, probably to sit on. Interesting. You can see a nice ring of carnivorous trees that surround the lake. And then you get further in and it's all deciduous, like up on the mountain. You see that's all deciduous with a couple carnivorous trees poking up here and there. I think I might do one more lashing around the whole system and stick it into the ground, the ridgepole at the end there. And it'll be good for camp. This is shelter up. Just a bipod with a ridgepole. Simple setup. Pretty sturdy. 2 tarps covering all sides. Goes from like an A-frame down to like a diamond point. Roomy enough for the 2 of us. Just use some marlin spike hitches for each of the stakes. I think I used 6 in total. How many do I have in my bag? Nope, I used 7. I used all 7. Just did a simple bipod lash, finished it off with a clove hitch, and then I came here and secured the ridgepole to the bipod, which is some arbor knots, a couple lashings and wrappings. Make it nice and sturdy so the wind doesn't blow it over. Nothing complex or complicated. Keep it super simple. Minutes to set up. It's the way to do it. that we have more time to enjoy.